Hey guys, welcome back to Makeup with Destiny. Today I'm doing a different type of video. Today's video is not makeup related whatsoever, but it is about my pregnancy. I am currently 33 weeks pregnant as of tomorrow, and I just wanted to say 12 things I love and I hate about being pregnant right now. And it's not necessarily things I hate, it's just things that I prefer not to feel right now. I do have one child already, so this is my second child. My first one is 3, and this one will be due in February, which is super exciting, and I can't wait to see him. But I am going to show you guys what I look like pregnant, and then we'll go on from there. So this is what I look like pregnant. I am incredibly huge and could probably be due at any moment, but this is what I look like. So now that you guys have seen how incredibly huge I look, let's move on to all the things I love about being pregnant. So the first thing that I love about being pregnant is feeling the baby kick. Obviously, I love feeling his kicks, but unfortunately, sometimes it interferes with my sleep, which makes it a little bit more difficult to sleep. The second thing that I love about being pregnant is feeling his hiccups. And yes, I am having a boy. I love feeling his hiccups, but I wish he wouldn't get them mostly while I'm sleeping. I do get very tired, and it's kind of exhausting when he gets the hiccups while I'm trying to sleep. But I still love to feel them, and it lets me know that he's there, and it's actually quite beautiful. The third thing I love about being pregnant is being able to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, within reason. But I don't have to worry about gaining weight as much and about my figure because I am just incredibly big, so it doesn't really matter. And the next thing is probably a TMI, but having bigger breasts. I was always a B in high school and throughout my life up until I got pregnant, and then they just started getting bigger, which during pregnancy I feel like they look nicer, which definitely TMI, but I actually enjoy it. The fifth thing I love about being pregnant is that I have thicker hair. I seem like I have prettier hair, it's thicker, it's definitely fuller looking, which is really nice, but I know it's going to go away after I have this baby, which is kind of a bummer. I want to keep my hair forever. I love it the way it looks right now. And then the next thing is I get complimented all the time when I go out on how good I look when I'm pregnant. Sometimes I don't feel that it's true, but it is really nice to get those compliments all the time, saying how glowy you look or how you're all belly, which it feels good, but sometimes I do know it's not true. The next thing is back rubs. I can ask my boyfriend for a back rub at any time while I'm pregnant, and he'll just go with it, and he'll say okay, and I'll get my back rub, which is super nice, and I wish that it would happen all the time. But being pregnant, it happens more often, which is amazing. The next thing on my list is hearing the heartbeat every time I go into my doctor's appointment. Now that my doctor's appointments are occurring more often on a week-to-week basis because I am getting further along and closer to my due date. So as you all know who have been pregnant in the past, that once you start getting further along and closer to your due date, you start getting appointments more frequently so that they can monitor the baby. I love hearing his heartbeat as the most beautiful thing I think I've ever heard. Is hearing all of my children's heartbeats is beautiful. The next thing on my list is looking at my bump. Sometimes before I hop in the shower, I'll just look at my bump, and it's really amazing that I can be this big and be pregnant. It's one of the best feelings and indescribable. The nesting phase is next on my list. I love that I am nesting. I'm constantly cleaning the house like a crazy person, but I love the feeling of a very clean house, so that is the best feeling in the world. I'm getting ready for him. I love folding all of his clothes that we keep getting. I love folding all the baby blankets, getting his bed ready, and simply just even looking at the crib that is next to my bed right now. Next on my list is a healthier feeling. I do feel a lot healthier. I eat more veggies and fruits, and I make my own smoothies, and overall I feel like I have a healthier complexion. I feel healthier overall. Next on my list is, since being pregnant, I noticed that I do get anything I ask for. If I want every pillow on the bed, I can just ask my boyfriend and he'll say, okay. I pretty much get an okay for anything I want. If I ask him to go get me food in the middle of the night, even though he's extremely tired and I feel really bad about it, he'll go out and he'll just say okay. And that's a pretty great feeling. Now I'd like to move on to all the things that I maybe wish I didn't have while being pregnant. First on my list is feeling so uncomfortable. Sleeping is almost completely out of the question at this point because I cannot sleep for nothing. I am so exhausted, and I feel a lot of kicks at night mostly, so it tends to wake me up and then I just can't seem to go back to sleep, which is a bummer, but entirely worth it once this little guy is born. The next on my list is the waddle. I hate the waddle because I can't get around anywhere fast, and with my little toddler, when she's in trouble, I just kind of waddle after her to give her a talk, and she thinks it's hilarious. But being a parent, sometimes it doesn't work out to my advantage, and she'll almost forget by the time I actually physically get to her to have the talk with her about what she's done. And that's quite unfortunate, but we just have to work it out as parents. Next on my list is how tired I am all the time. There's been days where I will wake up and then it'll be about 8 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, I'm already napping, and then it's 2 o'clock, and my entire day feels like it has been completely wasted because I just want to sleep all day long. And then I'm sure I'll take another nap during the day, and then it's 4 o'clock and dinner needs to be made and everything else. So I hate wasting my days, but I am so exhausted. And next on my list is feeling humongous. Sometimes I'm not okay with how my body looks, and I wish I wasn't so big. My belly gets in the way of a lot of things that I want to do, even something as simple as just putting on my makeup. I have to have a stool now so my belly doesn't get in the way, and I can actually get a little bit closer to the mirror, or if I am cooking, trying to cut things and get it into the pot is not the easiest task because my belly does get in the way. But it's something I don't mind dealing with, and I just kind of bring my little stool around so my belly is not in the way, but I wish it didn't. Next on my list is how emotional I am. I can't seem to watch a single movie without crying. I can't seem to go a day without crying or getting angry over silly things that later I realize maybe I shouldn't have gotten angry or cried over. Sometimes I'm like, why am I like this? But I realize it's all the hormones, and it happens to the best of us. Next on my list is not being able to take medicine. Throughout this pregnancy, I did get quite sick at a point, and I felt like I got sick longer than anyone else in my household. because I couldn't take any medicine. I mostly just drank tea and tried to bear through it. I did talk to my doctor about it. They did give me some advice on what I could take, but I chose not to because by the time I went in and told the doctor how I was feeling and that I was sick, it was almost completely over with. But in the end, it's okay. It just took me a little bit longer than everyone else. Next on my list is that I can't wear or buy any of the clothes that I'd actually prefer to wear. Even the shirt I'm wearing right now is very tight on me, but I did want to show you guys the belly, so that's why I wore it. But fabric is uncomfortable. I can't buy the cute little clothes that I like to buy. I generally like having like the holes in the back of the shirt with the lace or in the front, and I can't seem to find anything that fits me that looks cute like that. But I do have my own maternity clothes, and I figure that maternity clothes are actually a lot more expensive than just regular clothes, and I didn't want to buy that many since by the time I needed to actually buy maternity clothes, I was starting to get closer and closer to my due date, so I figure it was more pointless to buy so many maternity clothes if I'm just going to have the baby soon. A big one on my list is not being able to eat sushi. Sushi is my favorite food of all time. I love going with my boyfriend out to eat sushi every now and then, and I can't have any of it. And so one of my friends just had a birthday, and everyone wanted to go out to sushi, and I agreed to go, but it was very unfortunate that I couldn't have any of the raw stuff and had to only eat cooked sushi, and I mostly just ate the shrimp tempura. And it was really unfortunate to watch everyone else be able to eat it, but I could not. Next on my list is having Braxton Hicks contractions. They are incredibly uncomfortable and mostly for me come at night, but I do get them during the day as well. I feel all the pressure. It's extremely uncomfortable, but nothing that is painful or anything like that. It's just uncomforting. One of the last things on my list is feeling helpless. I like to do everything by myself on my own. I don't like having to ask somebody to do anything for me. So when it comes to needing big boxes taken out of my car or even put into my car, I always have to ask for help because it is too heavy for me. And I know I'm not supposed to lift them, but sometimes I really want to, or even if just getting like a big thing of waters, can't take it out of my car, can't put it in my car. And I feel like it's inconveniencing everybody else, and I absolutely hate that feeling because I am very independent. Next on my list is the fact that my feet have gotten bigger, and not always necessarily bigger, but they are more swollen from time to time. So I did have to go buy a new pair of shoes. I just got little winter booties, but it's hard because sometimes they're more swollen, so they fit very snug in the shoe, and then sometimes they're not, so they feel a little bit more loose in my shoes. And it's just uncomfortable. Sometimes walking around is just uncomfortable because of the swelling. So I will have to take a seat for a little while, and it's kind of inconvenient, especially if there are things I need to do right then and there. And the last thing on my list is acne. I got such horrible acne with this one versus my last one too. I didn't feel like I got near as much acne with my girl as I do with my boy. I even have some right now right here and right here that I'm trying to get away, but it happens. I know it's the hormones. I just prefer not to have any acne. Alright guys, so this was a different kind of video, nothing makeup related, but let me know what you guys thought about this kind of video down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and write that in the comments down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!